Bro, I gotta use these mics, man. These mics make life better. Or make lives better, should I say. Okay. All right, there we go. Just had to do it on the phone. Had to do it on the phone. What's up, y'all? So today I am going to be talking to masculine. I think Leisha, if she get up, she'll talk about the feminine. But today I'm going to be talking about the masculine. And I'm going to be talking directly to the masculine because the masculine is overlooked in today's society. And I'm not talking about the men. I'm talking about the masculine itself. The masculine and the feminine are fundamentally different. And today I'm about to be breaking down exactly what masculine and feminine are and the differences between them. So as it relates to the masculine, I'm reading The Way of the Superior Man, and it's refreshing my memory on things, and I'm learning new things. As a man, I had an experience yesterday with Leisha, and that led me to a conclusion. I said, I don't think men's feelings actually matter. What's up, Peter? This is a live for you, I'm telling you. It's a man's live today. I'm happy to say that too. A true masculine, not an alpha male, pseudo masculine, not an over masculinized cynic, not somebody who insults people, but a true masculine. A true masculine. The masculine is not really to be seen or cared about by others. I don't think that the masculine is designed to be cared about by others. I think that the masculine is designed to care for others and spill over into others and just give totally. That's what I sense the masculine is. It's the observer of the light and the good. It's the backdrop that allows it all to be. But I don't think that the masculine is designed to be seen and praised and recognized. If you are a man or a masculine person in general, and I'm coming to grips with the masculine as an energy field, regardless if it's in a feminine's body, masculine's body, regardless. The masculine is a steadiness, a silence, a loneliness, a self-standingness. It is unseen, undetected, unheard. The masculine is foundational, absolute, solid, clear, consistent. That's what the masculine is. The feminine is all of the change and the movement and the emotions and the stories and the patterns and the flow and the colors and the drama and the feelings. That is what the feminine is. So when we are more identified with things that change, we are identified with the feminine. When we're identified with that which does not change, we are identified with the masculine. So when it comes to the masculine doesn't change. Do you know that the human psychology, when you read stories and you study the science of stories, that change is a fundamental element of all story? You can't tell a good story without change. If nothing changes in a story, it will not work in the box office. That is feminine. The feminine is responsible for 80% of purchases in the United States. It's because they're constantly changing. Think about a masculine male who wears the same jeans every single day for as long as he possibly can, or has the same exact pair of jeans in multiple, he got multiple of the same jeans, and he doesn't change. He stays consistent. That is the epitome of the masculine. So if you see a male who is more into change, aesthetic, creative, flow, that is more, he's in his feminine more. He may be more attractive to a more advanced woman, honestly, because there's 3 levels of masculinity. First level is desire to receive for the self alone male. That is the very basic level. We all are born as men who desire to receive for the self alone. That is the epitome of ego. That is the epitome I'm getting as much money as possible. That is I am beefing up. That is I'm stacking up. That is I'm getting everything I want for me. I'm him. I'm that guy. That is the basic masculinity. This is where people talk about toxic masculinity. This is where the violence is here. A lot of risky behavior is here. A lot of narcissism, a lot of abuse, a lot of substance abuse, a lot of things are there at that base level masculine. Desire to receive for the self alone, does not care about anybody except himself. On a warpath, doesn't care about nobody but himself. That's desire to receive for the self alone. The next level man, level 2, is the desire to receive to share with others. This is level 2 male. This is level 2. So a person who's at level 2 is a person who is giving to others. So now what he wants to do is he want to give to his family. He want to give to his community. He wants to give. That is masculine level 2. When a man gets to level 2, he's really in union with God a long way away. Third level, level 3, is a man who has transcended all roles altogether and is totally himself. That is level 3 masculinity. It's a man who's transcended all labels and is just totally himself, absolutely immersed in the divine, the truth of who he is. Okay, that is masculine level 3. There are not many masculine level 3s, and think about the feminine in the same way. It's exactly the same. The feminine level 1 is the feminine who desires to receive for herself alone. If she's still caught up in needing to be paid attention to all the time, always need the attention to be on her, always need something to be about her, always it's all about me. The very small things of the world, needing all of these little small details to be perfect, that is the desire to receive for the self, using her appearance and looks to get what she wants, just manipulating the system. That is the feminine at level 1. Feminine at level 2 is a feminine who desires to receive so she can share. So that's either she may start her business during this era. She may start her business during this era because she's moved more into her masculine balance. She's balanced her feminine and her masculine. So the masculine at level 2, when he desires to share, he's moving into his feminine. He's more creative. He's more expressive. He's more compassionate. When the feminine moves into her desire to share, she becomes more masculine, more business, because she's structuring her giving at that point. That's maturity. So when the feminine comes out of just strictly being in her feminine and now moves into her masculine and feminine balance, where she is given, and that is her priority because she has to learn the masculine or the physical implementation. She has to master getting it done on the ground. That's masculine. That's when she's at level 2, when she desires to share that way. Level 3, she transcends all of the labels and totally is immersed in life as she is, beyond any label. But here's the deal. If you want to have passion and sexual chemistry and just raw energy with somebody, you have to understand masculine and feminine. It's a polarity. The further on the end of these poles people are, the more passion they have in their lives. So if a man, let me just show y'all the board. Might as well. Might as well. I'm about to show y'all on the board. Here we go. All right. Bang. Let me go ahead and erase this and draw what we're talking about. I hope y'all engaged in the chat. I hope y'all loving this. I want y'all to be love. I want y'all to love this. Hey, I go live really every day, damn near, and we are talking about the deep dives of truths about your everyday life, spiritual solutions to physical problems. So masculine and feminine. Masculine, feminine. So on these sides, you transcend any labels and you just dwell in your truth, the truth of who you are. When you dwell in the truth of who you are, you don't have to know about who you are. Okay, let me flip it. Thank you for that. Okay, can y'all see it? Or did I flip it back again? Dang, I didn't even realize that yet. That literally was it. So the masculine and the feminine. Let's talk about the differences between the two. Differences between the two. So as it relates to the masculine over here, the masculine is steady, consistent, single pointed, and unchanging. So let's write some of these things down, because this is where polarity and sexual attraction come in. If you are wanting to create attraction, let's say you want to create attraction with a feminine, you are going to polarize yourself here. If you want to create attraction with feminine, what are you going to do? You are going to be steady. You'll be so steady that you're unmoving. You'll be so steady that you are unmoving. When me and Leisha met, she'll tell you I was unmoving. I was totally unmoving. I was so in my state of presence. I was so in my depth of who I am that I was unmoving, totally unmoving. So I was steady. I was unmoving. Like you would not be able to move me. I was consistent. Okay, I was consistent, single pointed. I was single pointed. But I was also fully alive. Now, that was more of my feminine side. I was more fully alive. But these are the qualities right here. Steady, unmoving, consistent, single pointed, just who I am. So I'm going to put I am here because I am does not change. What you are changes, who you are changes, where you are changes, but I am does not change. The surface of you changes, but you don't. When a masculine is resting in his I am, that is when he is most attractive to a woman. And I can tell you, you are most in your I am when you are grounded in purpose. And then the deepest purpose is to bring your fullest self to the world. Now, the feminine is change. It's variety. It is color. It is life. It is energy. Happy new day. Happy new day. Yeah, this is the feminine. The feminine is change, variety, color, life, energy, and feeling. It is feeling. Okay? Now, when you look at these two, if you want to attract a masculine, these are the qualities you would embody. This is also beauty. It's a lot to write over here. I can write over here also structure. I can write building. It's a builder. Building. It's enterprising. It takes on risk. So the feminine is beauty. It's beautiful. It's change, variety, color, life, energy, feeling. When you bring that into, also what's interesting is peace. This is a state of mind. It's a beauty and peace go together. I forgot harmony. Because harmony between the parts. Harmony, total harmony. So beauty, peace, harmony, change, variety, color, life, energy, and feeling. This is all feminine. If you wanted to attract a masculine, you would have to be in love with something here. You would have to be in love with it. With a collection of this, you would have to be in love with harmony, with peace, with beauty. You would have to be in love with the variety, the differences, the changes, the ebbs, the flows. You would have to be in love with this here. To be in love with this is to embody this. To give this is to become this. So if you want to move more into your feminine, you would practice moving here. Now, if you are a masculine male on here, if you want to move further into your masculine and attract a feminine, you need a steady and consistent aim that is unwavering and deep to your soul. Because that's the only kind of steadiness that never changes. The feminine is looking for someone who can channel their light steadily into this world. That is what she's looking for. She's looking for a steady, consistent stream that she can beautify, harmonize, bring color, life, and variety to. That's what she's looking to do. She's looking for a stable place that she can fill up with life and love and beauty and family and connection. She is looking for a space. That's another thing that the masculine is. The masculine is a space. She's looking for a space she can fill up, a structure she can fill up with her life. That's what she's looking for. So if you're looking for to create unbelievably powerful attraction, magnetic attraction with women, the opposite sex, which a lot of y'all men need to do if y'all are in here, you need to embody these things. Because if not, you won't have attraction. See, they're talking about low testosterone levels. Men are doing, or it's all kind of stuff and thoughts out there about masculinity. The issue is not that there's a low testosterone. You do certain things and testosterone boosts for you. Okay? Get a steady goal, become unmoving on that goal, and consistently make progress toward that one goal. Being single pointed, knowing exactly who you are, structuring it the whole way, building every single day, and holding space for anything to happen that you can move through. And I promise you, women will be attracted to you. They cannot help it because you become what you give. So if you give these things, you will your testosterone is going to go crazy. Anything that does those things will boost your testosterone. Okay? Okay? So that's what this is. If you are embodying the feminine, let's say that's a lot of women who want men who are providers. A lot of women, or I'm going to say provider. I'm going to say steady and holding space because a lot of women can provide for themselves, but they still want him to have a provider instinct. They still want him to take the lead and have an instinct to take the lead. If she's a feminine woman, if she's not as feminine as she's wanting to take the lead, which is fine. But understanding if she wants to take the lead, if she's more masculine, she's going to attract a man who has more of the feminine. And guess what? When you evolve and you balanced, you do have both masculine and feminine. You have both. But one is outweighing the other. It depends on your attraction. You still have to play the game of masculine and feminine. If you want attraction, if you want connection, if you want passionate love making, if you want to be magnetized to the right person and have that person be magnetized to you, you're going to have to embody one of the sides. So go ahead, put in the chat what your preference is. What do you like? Are you attracted to the masculine or are you attracted to the feminine? More so. Which one would you say? And I know if you can say I'm attracted to both. Okay. One more than the other. If you had to choose, nothing is, law of vibration says nothing is 50-50. Can't stagnate. Has to be 49-51. Okay. Masculine. We got masculine. Who else? Attracted to masculine. Make you more nervous. Okay, you're attracted to the masculine. Attracted to masculine. Okay. Okay, so we got people who are mostly attracted to the feminine. All right, cool. Attracted to feminine. We got one who attracted to the feminine because this really determines what you want to do. So going over both. Keep this in your mind when you hear this. What's your biggest issue when it comes to attracting? So tell me that. What's your biggest issue when it comes to attracting? Attracted to the feminine. Okay. Anybody having challenges in this area? Feminine. Okay. Attracted to the feminine. Anybody got challenges, a specific challenge in this area that they can talk about? Because I want to speak to a specific situation. If you got a challenge with this, because you can fix it. Our structure. So your challenge is structure. What you mean your challenge is structure? What challenge are you having with attracting the feminine? Are you having challenges attracting the feminine to your life? Lots for me, leaning on the masculine side as a single mom. Okay. So you feel like as a single mom, you don't want to lean? Is that what you're saying? I have to move into my masculine, but trying to get to my feminine. You have to move into your masculine, but you're trying to get over to your feminine. I got you. Is that what you're trying to do, Judy? Because you said you're attracted to the feminine. You have to move into your masculine, but why are you trying to get into your feminine if you have to move into your masculine? Why is that? The men I attract fit the masculine, and you are attracted to the feminine. I don't attract the masculine. So you attract the feminine. That's what you are attracting. You are attracting the feminine, and you want the masculine. Is that right? So you're attracting the feminine and you want the masculine. So you have to move. Are you saying, because you said you have to move in your masculine? No, you don't need to move in your masculine. You got to move into your feminine, right? Wouldn't that make the most sense? If you want to attract the masculine, oh, my bad. You want to attract the masculine, you need to move into your feminine to do that. Now, are you more naturally a feminine person? Are you naturally a feminine person or are you naturally a masculine person? Which one are you? Which one are you? Anybody else got an issue that they having with the opposite? So I want to talk about to you, Jewel. You said single mother. Naturally feminine, but life has caused me to step. Exactly. As we get older, the masculine becomes more feminine, feminine becomes more masculine naturally. So you have to work extra hard to maintain your femininity as a woman and masculinity as a man. You have to work extra hard for it in later age. So if you're going to do this correctly, you're going to have to set your life up in a way that produces that result. You can't depend on your willpower to do this, right? You're going to have to set your life up in a way that does that. So how can you set your life up to be more feminine? It all starts in the mind. That's the first place you have to go. So the first place you have to go is, all right, maybe I can't change my physical circumstances. I'm working. I'm doing all kinds of stuff that I have to do, which is putting me more into my masculine, which I don't want to be put in my masculine, but that's where I am. I'm going to get into my feminine by getting into the feminine in my mind. Start thinking about change. Start thinking about flow. Start thinking about fluidity. Start prioritizing fluidity. Start prioritizing change. Prioritizing just getting flexible, totally flexible with all kinds of things. Try a variety of everything you can try. Move into your feminine. Actually move into, you got to prioritize it. So if you prioritize that in your mind, you will start finding ways to exercise feminine just in what you do every day. The way that you get up and get ready in the bathroom can't embrace your feminine more. The way that you get into bed, the way that you get out of bed, the things you say to yourself when you get out of bed, the way you look at yourself in the mirror, the way you put your clothes on, all can emphasize feminine or masculine if you do it with intent. Okay, so more focused on passive income, which helps you stay in that flow. Okay, if you are focused on the passive income, my question is, are you focusing a lot of masculine attention into building that income? Is that what you focused on? Judy said, I'm more feminine, but life has been hard for you, so you feel stuck in masculinity. That's a typical thing. And so this is going to be your advice too. Really, Leisha is the best one to get on here and talk about that. Babe, you want a mic? Oh, shoot. She getting ready. Y'all. When she come up here, I'm going to have her do it. Building it out. So if you building that out, you're going to be in more in your masculine. So at this point, this is what you would have to do. You would have to decide which goal is most important. Okay, if you build passive income, you know you're going to be more in your masculine in a phase that you built in passive income. Or what if you, instead of having to work, I ain't saying don't stop what you're doing. Create the passive income. If it's going to be, it's up to you. You're going to have to do it. But at the same time, why not learn a different way to create the things you want? This is my proposal. This is what I teach my people in my in boot camps and stuff, but I think this is going to be attractive for you. So hear me out. What I would propose you do is take a creative manifesting approach to passive income, a more creative, artistic, imaginative approach to creating passive income, a more miraculous approach, a more dependency on the universe to bring to you what it is you want, and follow your bliss approach to creating what you want, rather than you picking and choosing, this is the only way I can create my passive income. That's what I would suggest. I'm not saying change what you're doing, because you have to, in your gut, know where you want to go. So I'm saying you got to figure that out. But I recommend looking into more miraculous and creative ways to create your reality. What I teach is called the golden funnel. And the golden funnel, I'm actually going to turn this over. The golden funnel, because I gotta actually map this out. Because this is how you can move into your feminine and really start creating what you want. What if, truly, I'm not even lying about this. What if somebody came into your life who already had passive income streams and wanted to give it to you? How would that make you feel? Exactly, leaning more into source. How would that make you feel if somebody came into your life who just wanted to give you their passive income streams? Not because they was being manipulative, but just because they love to give, they're generous like that, and they have an abundance, so they wanted to just give it anyways. You will feel free and at ease. So why not focus on that rather than focusing so much on the building the passive income? Because here's the deal. You get two birds with one stone. So one problem is, this is what you want. You say, I want to be in my feminine. That's one thing you want. Number two, you want freedom. Number three, we could say ease. Can we say that these are three things that define what you want? You want to be in your feminine, you want to be free and at ease. Can we say that? Or would you say I need to add something, take something off? Jewel, let me know if this matches what it is you want. Thankful. Okay, thankful. I'll put 4. Thankful. All right, so appreciation. Okay, so you got freedom, ease, thankfulness, appreciation. All right, so here's what we got. We have now identified what it is you want. So what you can do, well, right now, here's your how list. The problem is this. Your how, the only way you can see this happening is, your solution is I will build passive income. I will build passive income. Okay. There is nothing wrong with building passive income. That's what you're doing. But this is number one. You are doing this. Fine. But number two, be open to the universe. God. Be open to what the universe has, a method that the universe has to get you these things that you may be overlooking. You don't exactly know what the best way is to get this to you. You really don't. Because we don't know every option that exists in the universe. But what we do know is that these things do exist. We can get them. We can have them. But we don't know the best combination for us that would get us this the best. We've never been to every best restaurant or seen every best man. We don't know everybody in the universe. So we have a lot that we don't know. So why not lean into source? That is a more feminine way and a feminine approach to creating your life. So if you lean into this, you will attract a more masculine person. There we go. Taking all them courses. That's why, hey, for real, Jewel, that is the reason I think you should get into one of our boot camps, because this is the way. This is the way. A lot of those courses they put you in your head. That's why we created one, because I can't sit back and just watch people go through course after course after course and it doesn't work. It is a spiritual process to create what you want. Yes, you do some work, but you don't grind to do it. You don't grind. That's not what you do. You create. Creation is elegant. Creation is based on law and it's elegant. It's sophisticated. It's simple, but it's elegant the way that you approach it. Yes, it gets ugly, but it's elegant the way that you apply the technique. The technique is identify what you're asking for. That's one. Step number 2, write it down. Okay. Matter of fact, Jewel, you do this. If you do this, you're going to get a man. I ain't going to say you're going to get a man because your man don't want a man. I'm saying if you do this, you're going to get these things. You're going to get these things. I promise you. Then you're going to see that this is not BS and you're going to come into the mastermind. Because this is all I want for anybody in here. I actually want to get you in my mastermind. Why do I want that? I know for a fact you will get what you want. So here's my strategy. I'm manipulating you. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna manipulate you to get you what you want. Okay? And once you get it, my manipulation tactic is I want you to get in my group after you succeed at getting what you want for free. See, that's what I mean. Yeah, you may not want the man, but that's what I'm gonna do. That's my strategy. So if you are more of a feminine person and you want to be more in the feminine, just lean over here. Lean into that. Now, if you are a man, this is what I would say for the men. As a man, lock in on one thing, one purpose, and logically plot your path to what it is you want. But use universal laws to do that. This is what I mean by that. Okay? The feminine can just attract her way to success and love it. But that's what the feminine can do. I got a deposit of 21 grand and I was not as satisfied as when I made $4,000 on the doors because I knocked doors and earned it. It's a totally different feeling. It's a completely different feeling. So for the men in the chat, which is not that many probably, okay? Men in the chat, this is what you need to do. You need to understand how it works. You need to understand how it works. How does it work? Number one, you have to have a definite chief aim. Definite chief aim. You have to have one. Okay, it needs to be crystal clear. You need to know exactly what you need to do. Number two, you need a definite chief aim and you need an obsession.
He said, I'm listening.
Yep. You need an obsession with creating it into existence. A definite chief aim, an obsession with creating it into existence. This is number two. Number three, if you have a definite chief aim, you have an obsession with creating it, you need a massive action plan that you execute today. And don't stop until you get the definite chief aim. This is very simple. This is very simple.
Them teas fucking you up.
Babe, the teas, man. One looked like a loopty. It looked like you know how you get a balloon, like a dog balloon at a show? It's like, that's what that one is. This F is not even an F. All right, well, never mind. We ain't even gonna go there, y'all. Okay, so why do you need this? You need this because everybody else is just gonna be like, wow, it's gonna happen on its own. And you're gonna be the one who knows that nothing happens on its own. It happens because of you. That's who you are as the masculine. See, the feminine attracts things to her, right? In her experience of life, it is all attraction. It's beautiful too. It's magical. In our world over here, we know that the way she's attracting this is going to come through some work somebody did. So you become that person who gets to work and makes the dreams come true. So from your side, you're creating it into existence. Both are true. We're both in delusion to our advantage, okay? The masculine's delusion, which is a great delusion, is that you're doing it. And the feminine's delusion is that the universe is doing it. It's great delusions. They feel great, okay? They feel great. Don't try to change it. Both are true. Both are true. Makes sense, right? So if you're a man, get to work because this is what actually does it. No one's going to thank you. Okay? Everybody's going to think that it's the magic, which it is for them, the feminines that you serve. Because the feminine is anybody you serve. If you have a business, all your employees are the feminine that are receiving from the boss, from the founder. So all of those are your changing children. That is the feminine. Even so, if no matter who's in your business, you are giving to them, nobody thanks you. They don't understand what you're doing. You're building everything you're building everything. Nobody cares about it. It's all boring. It's math. It's just numbers. Boring, right? It's the thing they're having fun in. Literally, if you go to a nightclub, strip out all of the beauty from the nightclub, it's a damn piece of metal box that people go in. A physical structure that people go in, and it gets filled up with all of the stuff that people have fun with. So you build those structures because you know if they gonna ever have fun, what y'all gonna do? Dance in the middle of the street? You can't. But you wouldn't be in the middle of the street if it wasn't for this club that was built physically for people to come and then go outside and dance in the middle of the street. You wouldn't even be here. If these streets weren't built, nobody would be having fun. It would be cow shit on the ground everywhere. Okay, so what are we saying? You need to, as a man, build things that the feminine can come into and enjoy herself, and you will be the most attractive person in the world. To the feminine, this is what you do. And don't ask for any accolades. You will get plenty. Trust me. It's a long-term play. If you keep doing this, there will not be a single, the older you get, the better it will get for you. If you do this, the more you do this, the better it is for you over time. You become irresistible. Okay? Is the energy of the feminine the masculine wants?
Is it the energy of the feminine?
Yes, it's the energy of the feminine masculine wants, 100%. We don't know, we don't have what you have. We don't have what you have. So we need the color. We need our lives to be enriched, like filled up with the variety, because we're not like that naturally, most of us. But as you evolve, you become more like that. You get it to the degree. So for instance, I'm in my feminine to the degree that I'm in my feminine. But at the end of the day, I lean to my masculine. Even though I have both, feminine and masculine. Absolutely, I got feminine. But I truly have masculine. I'm a masculine dominantly, like I lean there. And I attracted the most feminine woman I've ever met in my life. She's so beautiful. Mm-hmm. She's just a piece of art. Like God. It's unbelievable. I'll be looking at her like, oh my God. She's like nature. You know, when you look at nature and it's just beautiful, you're like, oh my God. That's what I look at when I wake up. My God, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I'm going to tell you, it may look like attraction from her end and my end to it. I know it's a critic. But here's what I know. She know it too. Because she got her masculine too. But this is what it is. I knew exactly what I wanted. Fully focused on it. And all of my energy and my thought went to it. Period. When I say massive action plan, my action plan is all mental. It's true. My action plan is damn near all mental. And I have some physical stuff I build that makes sense for it. But I build my mental. It's a whole picture that I'm painting in my mind and I'm creating. But I'm always creating it every day. Polarity. Exactly that. We just went over the law of polarity a couple nights ago.
Oh my God, it was beautiful.
It was.
It's like a 2.5 hour.
It was about 2 hours, 15 minutes of just beautiful polarity talk. It's really beautiful. But as a man, so I'm telling you, it works 100% of the time. You have to have an aim. Now, here's the truth behind this aim thing. It's 3 levels of an aim. You can have it be a material aim. You can have it be a mental aim. Or you can have it be a spiritual aim. If you want to attract the most feminine, make that definite chief aim tie into a spiritual point, a spiritual intent, which is really a soul calling. That's what it's called to the masculine. The soul calling, what you are designed to do. If you get into your calling, there is no, the right feminine is going to attract to you, especially if you get obsessed with the spiritual, with your calling. Especially if you get obsessed with it. Once you get obsessed with the calling and all of your actions are to the calling, which is always service, by the way. It's always service. Always. 100% of the time is service. Whenever you are called to the spiritual calling, obsessed with this calling, and that calling is spiritual and directed at service, and you take massive action toward that, you generate so much karmic merit that the feminine can feel it oozing off of you. Look, women know the highest potential for her seed, for her egg, for her womb. A feminine is called to the highest counterpart that will produce the highest level offspring. Period. For her. That is what the feminine is attracted to. Regardless what we think, it just is that. Even if you never have kids, the feminine is attracted to the one that can produce the highest quality and highest survival and highest consciousness offspring. That is who she's attracted to, period. When you are in your calling and it's totally obsessed you and all of your actions are toward the service to that, you were irresistible because the vibration is ridiculous. Can't get it nowhere. Everybody else is focused on money. Some material thing or trying to be something in their head that they made up, an ego. If you leave these two behind, which is just the desire to receive for the self alone, that's what these are. It's just selfish. Or stupid is another word for selfish. It's just that. It doesn't produce any energy. It takes. It's very exciting in the short term because there's so much drama going on, but it gets old quick because it gets dangerous and repetitive, and you keep doing the same thing, you keep sabotaging your life in the exact same way. And your life gets boring when you are selfish. It's very boring. You're predictable. You're very predictable. Nothing new happens in your life. Even though I don't want more kids, I find attracted. Exactly. You find yourself attracted to those kind of men. It's a natural, automatic thing. Mm-hmm. There we go. A lot of emotions involved, but they fade. And when you're dealing with selfish people, it's very exciting in the beginning. But stay in it long enough, you're like, this is a repeat pattern. You do the same sabotage cycle, and then you do the same blame cycle. You do the same thing over and over again. It get old. So when you grow and you realize that's old, I want joy. I want like real growth. That's when you start really being attracted to a man with a calling who is channeling his energy obsessively into one thing. That's why as a masculine, if you prioritize channeling your energy and masculine energy into one thing and creating that one thing, everything else solves itself. You make more money that way. You have better connections that way. You have better sex that way. You get the magnetism of Hercules, whoever. Okay? You get it. And it's irresistible. This is the shortcut secret. Nobody tell you this. It's a longer play, but it works over time. It works 100% of the time. You can't go wrong with it. So if you're feminine, we just talked about as the feminine. I honestly think if you want to attract the most masculine man, abandon all responsibility.
Yeah.
That's what I would recommend. That's what I recommend. Abandon all responsibility and do everything that your spirit tells you to do all the time. You will float your way directly into a masculine man. I promise you. And he will be irresistible to you. Or you will be irresistible to him. He will not be able to not focus on you. It's impossible. He's never seen anything like this. It's a perfect counterpart. He spent all his life doing the exact opposite. He's like, oh my God. How can I... His brain stops. He just wants to marry you at that point. That's when they get crazy. It's like, I want to marry you next week. He doesn't know what to do in his mind. It's crazy to him. he needs you at that point. Like, come here, please. Good. I'm telling you, if you abandon all responsibilities, you will be swept up by the structure of the universe first, and that universe is emulating what your masculine male will do for you. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's true. It's true. What's funny is, this is what's funny. I did that. I'm telling you to do, because I had to move into my feminine to integrate my full self first. Because I hadn't fully integrated my feminine. And if you don't fully integrate the opposite half of you, you can't attract your soul match. So I had to go on my feminine quest. Leisha had to go on her masculine quest, accelerated course. Boom. We hit that limit, immediately moved into spirit, our soul match.
It was so fast.
It was quick. It sped up. And I was on the road. Look at how I did it. I was on the road around the United States, floating, living in a box truck, state to state, free.
I was building Empathy Empire.
She was over here in the basement, like, on the, writing out the elephant 1,000 times. What y'all see on these shirts, this is what she was building. The evolution of what she was building. Yeah. This shirt, what we're doing right here is what she was building. Think about that. So I had to integrate into my feminine. She had to integrate into her masculine to become complete in ourselves. Thank you. And then we came together. So I'm showing you, this is really how it works for us. I'm telling you. So it depends on what you need. Like I said, I just told you in the beginning, this is not for man, woman. It's if you want to create more masculine energy. So some people, whether you're a man or a woman, don't matter. You may need to create more masculine energy because you want to attract more of the feminine counterpart. If you've been attracting straight macho men, you probably need to go into your masculine a little more. If you've been attracting just straight machos, just alpha male, red pill, like meathead, if you have been attracting those.
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got out of that quick.
Yeah. If you attract those, go into your building phase a little bit more, a little bit into your masculine. You're going to attract a man with a little more ease to him, a little more creativity to him, a little more spontaneous intelligence to him. That's what you'll attract. Yeah, that's what you'll attract. So just understand that. This is how it works. This is how it works. What's up, Kathy? It is cool, right? I love it. This is my favorite topic because I think people suffer here the most, and I suffer here the most, and I wanted it the worst. So me learning how to create these levels, this is the masculine formula. I just told you what the feminine formula is. You should not have a step 1, 2, or 3. You should throw away all steps. Okay. And throw away all calendars and throw away all schedulers. Delete every schedule off of your app and then just float yourself to the universe. That's what you should do. It's going to attract the most it's going to attract masculinity back. You just got to ask what you want in your life and then lean yourself to that side. I think it's hard to find out what you want in your life, though.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Finding out what you actually want in your life. This is my favorite topic, I'm telling you. I can't wait to do. Hey, by the way, if y'all want coaching from me, masculine coaching, feminine coaching, you want couples therapy, me and Leisha open for we open for couples therapy if y'all want that. If you want singles therapy, if you want to learn how to actually cultivate this, we can work with you. You got it. Yeah, exactly. You got to categorize it. And it is, if it's in two neat little, it's like two sides. It is definitely masculine, feminine. And the masculine, low developed masculines need to move into their feminine. Low developed feminine need to move into their masculine. And then once you really integrate, that is when you switch into your soul essence.
Integrate is the word.
It's integrate. Yeah. So moving through that succession, that's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing. Because I told you, I was born more feminine. Alicia was a tomboy.
That's so funny.
So I was like more creative, definitely. But early on, I started getting my masculine developed by my dad, and I needed that. I needed all of that time to get my masculine developed because I'm a very feminine, creative, connected person. But switched into that winning mode. I found out how to win. Once I found out how to win, that is when I balanced myself. It's when I learned how to win and create what I wanted. There we go. Same. So you got to learn what you need to learn. See, I think people mix this up. They're like, oh, I can't do that. No, you can, but you would need to do something different than you're doing now, and it would be painful, and that's why you don't want to do it. But you can do it. That's the hard part for people to get through their brain. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. All the gifts.
Oh, wow.
LT, what's up? Thank you for the love. Appreciate it. What it is when it comes to the feminine and masculine, remember that. What do you want is the question. Adriana, thank you. You got to ask, what's the question? What's the question? What do you want? What do you really want? That's the question. What do you really want? I knew who I wanted. When I would get a person, I would say, okay. And a lot of times it was simply, she's just too masculine. I want more feminine, so I got to lean into my masculine. Or she's way feminine. She doesn't know how to think. She doesn't want to think. She's totally all feminine. Just change. No stability.
Not just change.
like no stability. All right, I need to lean into my feminine more so that I can attract the person who has more of a thinking process. You got to lean. I'm leaning based on what I want. You see? So you got to lean based on what you want. Yeah. If you do not like, and this happens in relationship constant. It's always a flux. Law of vibration. It's always a change. It's never stagnant. So you always become a more masculine or more feminine. One of the two. You always become a more masculine or more feminine. What's your best advice for maintaining a balance of feminine and masculine daily? Balance, this is an interesting word, balance. You know why? Because when we say balance, we usually think of a Libra scale. Oddly enough, you're a Libra. So when you say balance, what we think of is we think this.
I love that you point out people's zodiacs.
Yeah, because I know them by heart. If y'all tell me y'all zodiac sign one time, I'm probably going to remember it when you come back in here. In different parts of the day, right. The deal is this. We all got both, but this is the balance beam that we think is balance. This is not how life is, though. So usually it's lopsided. So usually it's like this. It's a weight over here. It's a weight over here, right? And what you need to do is, if you want this to be balanced, quote, balanced, you need to put more weight on this side to balance it. But here's what's tricky about it. It's like this. 70%, 30%. Right? Let's just call it 70%, 30%. Let's say you're masculine, or let's say you're feminine, you 70% feminine. Let's say you 30% masculine. If you 70% feminine, 30% masculine, that it will like look, actually it would be reversed. So let's say this. 70% feminine, 30% masculine. It would look like this. It would be lopsided like this. But here's the truth. it actually wouldn't be like this. If you are 70% feminine, 30% masculine, you would think, oh, this is heavier than this. How do I balance it out so it's 50-50? But the truth is, this is balanced. It would actually balance out like this. If you put 70% of the weight over here on your feminine, because that's what you naturally are, you put 30% on your masculine, which is what you naturally are, it would balance out like this. Isn't that interesting? It's like 70 pounds is over here, 30 pounds is over here, but it balances? Yes, because that's your natural balance. This is balance for you. But if you try to do 50-50, it would actually look like this. It would look wrong. So this is what it would look like if it was 50-50. When you put even amounts on both sides, it's messed up. It's actually, it's messed up. You're going to be lopsided because that's not your natural balance. Are y'all following me? Yeah, all equals 100. Exactly. Well, you got a general percentage that you are. This is like overall percentage of what you are. So if you catch yourself, let's say Leisha catch herself, sometimes we catch ourselves too far in each other's lane. Like she'll find herself too far over in think world. I find myself too far over in just relax and let it come to you world, feel good world. And we have to balance ourselves out. So if she catch herself too far over out of her balance, then she needs to put more weight on her feminine sometimes. And that's what she does for herself. And then it balances her out. For me, I might need more on my masculine side. I might need to stop taking as many breaks and chill as much and put more weight on my masculine so I can balance it out. So a lot of times that's what happens. You definitely not made to be.
I know. I had a conversation yesterday. It made me like, just made me click hard.
Yeah, baby, you're not designed.
I'm not about that.
You're not designed for that at all, babe. It is not for you. I'm more masculine, so I have to force myself to be in my feminine. If you're more masculine, naturally, you don't have to force yourself to be in your feminine more. It's natural. See, you got to remember that. If you feel unnatural being more masculine, then yes, you want to shift into your feminine. But based on what you just said, you said, I am more masculine, so I have to force myself to be feminine. Maybe, maybe not. Because if you are naturally more masculine, well, that's who you naturally are. You feel better there. That's your spot. That's your pocket. You feel good.
I think that's the question. Do you feel better there?
That's the key.
Yeah.
Do you feel good there? If it's like, no, this is my spot. Yeah, I like this more. That's where you belong. If you feel juiced up like that in your masculine, that's where you belong. If you feel juiced up like that in your feminine, that's where you belong. It depends on the balance, but that's where you belong. Yes, what's your natural set point? So I think we're about even on this, baby. You're about 70%, probably more now.
That's, yeah.
I think you way more feminine now, babe. I think you in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like you in the
When you first said it, I was over here thinking, I was like, damn. I was like, mine's probably like 90. And I was like, let me go down to 80.
Babe, you high 80s on your feminine nowadays, like way over there. It's crazy. But she is definitely like 80% plus, probably damn near 90 at this point. Is definitely like 80% plus, probably damn near 90 at this point of feminine. And I am leaning into my masculine hardcore. Like I am damn near full tilt in my masculine now. And I love it. It's my spot. She got her juice spot. I got my juice spot because we balance each other and let each other go into our juice spots. But we balance our lives that way and intensify it. We actually got more intense creations now that we balance in both ways. Somebody said, isn't discomfort and growth the point of existence? I don't know we can say the point of existence is a lot of things at its level, yeah.
So that just means learning and growing, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you can't learn or grow in your natural set point? Because
Well, that's a good question. Why do you say that? Let's ask that. Let's not even assume. Why do you ask that? I usually feel more comfortable in my feminine, but trauma has made me act more in my masculine, which that can happen. That can happen. Like, for instance, it's so funny because it wasn't unbalanced to me. I was born pretty feminine, and my dad instantly just started making me more masculine. So it was like, yeah, the whole time for me. I just started balancing from the beginning, but it was good. So that was like trauma for a good reason for me. Like, I got positively traumatized to be masculine, balanced me out, made me good. I really like who I am, too.
I think it was just it was still a teaching, but it was like an unhealthy way of teaching.
Yeah, it was. But hey, I'm like, it got me here. I'm with it. I have an issue with staying comfortable and not growing. So you having a feminine, you more leaning into your feminine.
It's giving Taurus.
Yeah,
Like, I know what I'm talking about.
yeah, that does though. It's a calm, actually Pisces more so than anything. The comfortable and not growing. Yeah, if you feel comfortable, you're not growing. I don't know which one you are, but it sounds like it's more of a feminine imbalance.
Yeah, that is what I think.
It sounds like a feminine imbalance. That means you too far, you're feminine. And you don't like it, especially if you don't like it. Because when you lean into, oh, I'm about to relax, and you start to get people start giving you stuff, that means you leaned into your feminine positively. But if you start leaning into your masculine more, what?
They're what they just said.
Saturn and Taurus in the 12th house. Saturn and Taurus in the 12th house. Yeah, that says a lot. It says a lot because the 12th house is like the hidden house. It's like a Pisces house, literally. It's the house that rules, that Pisces rules. So I can see it's like it feel like a laziness that you can't get out of. But you just like life, like you feel good. It's a difficult one. Alicia got it. She got Saturn in her Pisces.
And a Taurus South Node. I wanted to comment on I'm more comfortable in my feminine, but trauma has made me act more in my masculine. That's like the regular story for just about every feminine, I would say, because that's just how life goes. But then we just have to come to that point where it's like, okay, then decide to be in your feminine. Like, you just have to hit that point. Like, you have to make the decision. There is no more, I'm blaming it on trauma. Okay, after like maybe 3 times I've really pinpointed and hit that point. Okay, now it's time to change. Like, now I have to make the decision to be in my feminine. Yeah. And a feminine is, we often want to force feminine to be specific words because we don't want, well, feminine doesn't mean weak. No one said that. It's not weak. I like to think of feminine as like the rose that came out of the concrete. Is that it's not rough, it's soft, but it's tough. It's tough. It is. It's strong. The feminine, when we speak of like women and motherhood, you become a bridge between not existing and existing. There's nothing weak about that. So the fact that we try to force different words into what a feminine is, it almost makes it limiting. It's almost insulting to let it not be what it is. Yeah. Yeah. That's what feminine, it just isness. And we try to like force these little words because we have these ideas and we don't want other people to think certain ways about feminine. Yeah, it's the other people. Instead of just letting it be what it is and change what's out there thinking about it, we try to change what feminine is. Yeah. So it doesn't sound like, I don't want it to be that. So it's not that, it's this, and you start defining. Exactly. And you start putting boxes, and that's masculine. Yes. So you don't want to be doing that. Yes. You don't want to be doing that. You are the fluidity of life that goes into structures. That's beautifully said, baby. Beautifully said. And that's coming from someone who I had to do the exact same thing, and it has made moments really difficult in our relationship where I couldn't get out of my masculine. I couldn't. I wouldn't allow myself to even do that because XYZ. Yeah. Yeah. And it's always stem back to some fear. It's always stem back to a fear. Like, I'm scared of
what will happen if I don't stay in my masculine? Or what would happen if I go into my feminine? That was my fear. Like, what if I go into my feminine and all this fall apart? Well, gotta find out. Boom.
No,
Throw
well,
myself.
Like at
Jump
first.
in. Yeah. Like, I'll get out there. I'm flying. Like, yeah. That's what ended up happening. You had no idea you had wings until you jump off the ledge. That's literally how it feels when you got to jump into your feminine. If you got to go into the masculine, it is a discipline. Straight up. You have to, in your will, say, I'm done with this. I am about to make myself better in these particular ways.
Because that's almost how the feminine who's in her masculine in that trauma use that feminine, that masculine
To
space
make
you're
that
in
decision.
to force that pivot into, okay, no, this is what I'm doing.
Yep.
I'm going to be in my feminine.
Exactly.
Bitch. Like, this is where I'm going. Like,
And then on the masculine end,
and then when you go, you're like, you jump like you said. Like,
yeah. And then on the masculine end, in the feminine, you can use that. It's called let it happen. And then you can let it go. Like, oh, okay, I can let it go and be in the feminine. Boom. Okay. Or let go and be in my masculine. Like, let me just be a man. Let go and just be a damn
let
man.
me just be a man.
It's
I like
crazy to
that.
say that, like, because once again, it's like, what is the traditional thoughts of masculinity? The tradition, I'm not, man doesn't mean that, a man is this. And then you got on podcasts, you being feminine, talking about masculinity. Like, just be a man. So people are like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Men don't get involved in those conversations. They just be men. So that's why you don't really.
Oh, whoop. Oh, whoop. Ain't that what they be saying? And I whoop. Cut the live. We're done.
Just cut the tapes. Just cut the whole shit. Just stream in the stream. Dead ass. That's how it really is. Real men don't even be talking about none of this. They are building. They're doing something. So they don't even have time to even think about what everybody is thinking about them. They could care less if they did hear what people were thinking about them. It's irrelevant. I'm doing something, serving this group of people. See, if you're in this live right now and you get into the mastermind, I'm focused on you. My whole goal is to focus on my people. I don't care about nothing else. So my people growing, my people changing, my people feeling better, my people growing, getting to number one spots or getting into their feminine or creating that connections that they want and expanding their lives is my intent. I have to do it. That's my job. If my people not growing, it's because of me. That's my thinking. So when people come to me and say, I want to make 10K, I make them 10K. When a person comes to me and says, I want to be in love, I get them in love. I guide them to the love. But that's what my job is. You understand? So I have a responsibility to give you the best information that really works. That's what I'm doing right now when I draw this whiteboard. That's what I have to do. It's my job. So that's why I'm so adamant about this is the best group you will ever be in. It's better than Ed Milet's. It's better than Anthony Robbins. It's better than Eric Thomas. It's better than Bob Proctor's. It's better than Dolores Cannon's. It's better than anybody's group that you will be in because we have the information that works regardless if you believe it or not. And every single person who gets in the group is getting results. I've never seen a program that does that. We address the root issue, not the surface issue. We don't tell you a nice box of how-to steps. We tell you the way the universe works and you will learn how to think on your own. Your mind just changes by being there. There's no other program that does that. There's no other program that gets results like this without all of the technical skills. You need skills to do drop shipping. You need skills to do all of the things on the internet that make you money. You need skills to do those. I give you a way, we give you a way that you can cut into the universe and let the universe do it on your behalf through you, using the skills you currently have. And if you do need to build a skill, you'll get it quick without even trying to get it. It's just you're the law of success. That's how it works. So my job is to give miracles to my people that they can't help but tell other people about. That's my job. So if my people not like, look, if Colby, my boy Colby, don't say, look, y'all, I made $5,000 the first week we worked with Josh. A client is calling, we landed a huge client, a whale of a client. I'm making more money than I ever made in the first month of being in the boot camp. If he don't go off and tell his friends that, I'm doing something wrong. But he does tell his friends that. He does. If somebody don't tell me, look, I've been taking medications for 30 years.
Oh, man.
I don't anymore since joining this group. And I'm more clear-minded and in control of my life than I've ever been. If they don't tell their friends that, then I'm doing something wrong. But they do.
That shook me to my core.
It's crazy. It's crazy. If somebody don't say, listen, my friend who we sent the healing to, their cancer got cured. It worked. If they're not saying that to their friends, then I'm doing something wrong. But they do say that to their friends because that's the type of stuff that happen in our groups. I'm talking real miracles. This is not for the internet. Even ironically, I'm on the internet. This ain't for the internet. This is for human beings.
In real life.
Who are going through real stuff in real life, like she just said. That's who it's for. If you have a real need to change right now, if you have a need to do it, this is for you now. But if you don't have a need to change, it's not for you because you won't do it anyway. Only people who gonna jump in my quantum mastermind and message me are people who are literally in pain right now. They done with their old life. They are done with it. They are tired of living the same year over and over again. Those are the people who message me. People who message me, Alicia, are the people who said, I have literally tried everything, bro. I tried therapy. I tried past life regression, holistic medicine. I tried Reiki healing. I tried church. I tried Buddhism. I tried sound bowls. I tried frequency healing, somatic therapy. It's people who came to me and said, I tried plant medicine. I went to the VA Association and went through their PTSD health protocol program, and that didn't work, but your stuff did. I have people who say that. I have a trained therapist in my group right now who said therapy doesn't work. This does. A trained therapist last night said, I am a trained therapist, and I can honestly say that the therapy industry, they said we just treat people and they come back and they don't get better, but we just hold space for them. That's what they said. We just hold space. She said it doesn't work, and this learning the laws of the universe has worked better than any therapy that she's ever given to somebody. That's why she brings her clients into our mastermind to learn. She brings her clients here. It serves as a house for her clients to get better. That's what you can use this space for. Look, if you train people, if you are a coach or a mentor, and all you do is say, listen, I'm going to coach you and you're going to get in this group. If that's all they do, you solve their problem. If you say, I have the solution to your problem, get in this group and learn these principles of the universe that just work all the time, regardless if we believe it or not. And just by going through the program, your brain gets better. Why wouldn't you do it? So you can bring your clients in here. It works.
Dang.
It works. So you don't need to know anything. If you want to help people, we have created a way for you to help people. It's the most helpful thing on the internet. And I'm not joking about that. I can honestly say, put my program up against anybody else's program, side by side. You do mine, you do theirs. Here's what you're going to have with theirs. You're going to have a prepaid course that is not live. So you're going to have to watch it by yourself. It's going to be pre-recorded videos. They will be saying that they know things and there's steps to this, and you will be doing it and you will not be getting results. We promise results within the first week of being in the boot camp, or you get your money back. You will also, with those other programs, you will get the cookie cutter method that is generic, and they got it from AI. They have never tried it themselves. They had AI create the course, and you're going through an AI guided course. I don't use AI to guide my courses. I do this in real life. I created all the courses from direct experience, and it's validated by science. And it works 100% of the time. I can guarantee it. So it doesn't matter what the program is. Even Anthony Robbins, you go to his seminar, you're going to jump up and down for 3 days. You're going to go home, be so confused, don't know what to do. But you're going to you have jumped up and down and got excited.
You feel good for a couple days.
You feel good for a couple days. And you leave not knowing what you're supposed to do. You have no idea what to do. There was no teaching. You will get the best teaching in our group. You won't get the best motivation. Go to Eric Thomas. You won't get the best presentation. But you will get the best teaching. You will know how to fucking do it afterward. And you will do it. It will work. That's what you get in the teaching. See, my gift is teaching. It's not motivation. My gift is teaching, not aesthetic. My gift is teaching. I can teach you. Why? Number one, I did it. Number two, I'm a teacher. Being a gift. You like that, baby?
Yeah.
That's the two things, y'all. I am gifted as a teacher, but I'm a gifted teacher who's done it. It's just an advantage. I haven't done it at the same scale as everybody else, but I know it better than everybody else. Steve Kerr, he played with Michael Jordan. He wasn't Michael Jordan. But Michael Jordan ran a franchise, the Charlotte Hornets, that failed. Steve Kerr is on one of the most winning franchises of history because of him.
That's so true.
I want you to think about that. Who knows the game better and who can teach the game better? Steve Kerr. Michael Jordan can't teach the game like Steve Kerr can teach the game. Michael Jordan had an instinct that other people didn't have. He took his mind to another level, but he couldn't teach anybody else. That's the difference between somebody who's very good and cannot teach and a person who's very good, great and cannot teach. Somebody who's great and cannot teach, sorry, you can't get with their greatness. But somebody who's very good, who can teach, they can take you to greatness. That's how it works. Look at all the best players. They have the best teachers.
You gotta clip that.
So I'm making a case for the teaching. I'm not making a case for Josh. No, I'm Joshua. No, I'm a teacher. Teaching is a gift and a skill that's given divinely by God. It helps people to understand exactly what to do. As you can see by listening to this, this is teaching. Y'all experience that this is teaching, not motivation? Am I trying to motivate y'all? Maybe you feel inspired, but am I motivating? Am I intentionally motivating? Like, you need to get out of bed, 4 a.m. Am I telling you that?
Not 4 a.m. I tried, but
I'm not telling you that. I'm actually teaching you. Teaching is totally different than motivation. Teaching is totally different than motivation. Teaching walks the person into how exactly to do it. It's like if you come to a teacher, you say, look, I tried law of attraction. Matter of fact, let's do it right now live so you can see. There's nobody else on the internet that's going to do this. Watch. I want somebody to tell me what your issue is. You tried law of attraction and it didn't work. No, you won't find this on the internet. Promise you. My girl, 89% feminine.
I just said 89.
Yo, realize that. Yo, I love it too.
You are silly.
Ooh. Question is, what have you tried to use law of attraction on that failed? I'm a reverse engineer for you to find out where the kink was. You can change it and activate it. At least you'll know where the kink is, where the issue is. And I'm gonna show you using this image. Watch. Because anybody can do this. You can do this right now. You know it. If you draw this image, you will find out exactly where your issue is too.
The live gets exponentially better when you do the golden funnel.
Yeah, I agree.
She said manifesting money.
Money. Okay, let's go. So how much money what did you try to do? You said you tried to manifest money with the passive income thing? Passive income? I'm throwing this away. This marker is unjuicy.
Oh.
Just higher income. Okay. So let's take the higher income story. Why did you fail? Where is the failure? Okay. Let me ask you this. What did you try? So did you visualize it? Did you try visualization technique? Did you do vision board? What did you do to try to get it? Just give me a little small written, just a little bit. What did you try to do? Vision board, this, that. What did you try? What did you try? What was the method called? Let's just go with the method. Ooh.
It's stretching.
Yes, felt very good. Vision board and invested in premium program. Okay. Oh, I love this one. I love this one. So I'm gonna tell you, you tell me if I'm right or wrong. I'm not even gonna ask you any other questions, but I'm gonna tell you what this premium program did. Okay. Premium program brought you in. They made you a promise. Okay. Made you a promise that you can make money in some way. It may have been a particular way, a specific way. Don't know what it is, but they gave you a promise that if you do this same thing, you can make money, right? Visualizing. Okay, visualizing. So premium program said, come on in. I'm about to show you how to do it. Now, you go into the program. They tell you a how-to. Didn't they tell you a how? Yes or no?
Is that right?
They told you, okay, so they did. They told you a how. They said, this is how you're going to succeed. They gave you a how. Now, the whole program was centered and based around the how. How you do this, how you make the money, how you set it up, how you have to do it, how. Is that true? Yes or no? 80-90% of the program was a how-to. How you are supposed to do this, and you follow the steps. How to follow the steps. Was that true or is that a lie? Am I off? Okay, yes. Now, why is that? Why do I know this? Why do I know this? The reason why is because this is the number one mistake everybody makes about success. The how happens on its own. And 90% of programs are all hows. It doesn't work. You don't know the how. But they will not tell you this. They will tell you because they want to sell you something. Here's the how. I have the how. I did it, and this is how I did it. I'm going to give you the whole how. Why does it work? Because we desire a how. It makes us feel safe and secure. But it doesn't work. So you did exactly what they told you. It didn't feel right. You didn't feel like it didn't feel right. You're doing it. It's not working. You fizzled out. You didn't even really finish the program. Didn't fully engage. You didn't fully do it because you couldn't get yourself to finish it because it just didn't feel good. Didn't feel right. And you went back to doing kind of the same thing that you used to do with a little more doubt about the fact that if this even works at all. That sound about right? Okay. How do I know this exact form? How do I know this? I did it. I did it too. I did it. I bought those programs too. All of them said and promised the same thing. And they just capitalized on my need to know how. And they gave me one that did not work. Here's what they'll never tell you. The how happens on its own because of what happens before that. Here's what was missing. You could not see your clear end in mind. You did not feel like you could do it. You did not feel good while you were doing the program, and you did not feel like you already had received it. You were doing the how to get the money. You weren't feeling so rich that you decided to just create something. So you did it in reverse. You have to actually begin with the end, not visualize, but you have to feel like the person who already has it to the point where you do not care how it happens or that it even happens because you already feel good. Now, the only way you could ever think like this is if you got educated on the next rung, which is the principles of the universe. Somebody has to expose you to the fact that the how happens on its own before you can exercise the principle of the how happening on its own. No one ever told you or me. So how were you supposed to ever think like this in the first place? The answer is you couldn't, but now you can. You're welcome. You just heard it. But that's not the end of the story. How are you supposed to even exercise the principles? The principles only work, because that's the next rung up. The principles only work if you have made a decision to get this thing, which is called a desire. You have to actually already have made the decision that the desire is yours in order for the principles to even start working. And they don't start there. By the way, you also can't make a decision to get your desire unless the first step happens. You cannot make a decision to get a desire unless it's consistent with who you really are. It's from really the divine. And ultimately, that doesn't happen unless you hate where you are right now enough to change it. Now, here's the beautiful part. Jewel, you actually did hate where you were enough to make an action. You did. Only problem is you quit looking for the right solution. You only bought one course. You know how many courses I bought?
Man.
Before I found one that works? I got one that worked now. But it's thousands and thousands of dollars later. The only thing that you messed up on is that you just quit. Okay? You quit. Maybe you haven't quit. Maybe you're still looking. I'm going to recommend one more time. You need to get in a boot camp. I promise you it'll work. But whether it's you guided to it or not, I promise you get in the boot camp, it'll work. But if you have spent money, that means you close. You are right here. It's a reason you're in this live. People end up in my lives after they've tried everything else. And it didn't work. That's when people arrive in the lives, all spontaneously. All 176 people in the mastermind and all 20 people in the current boot camp. All of them are the exact same. They've tried everything else. And you just got testimony after testimony and people just going, yeah, I knew this was it because of my gut told me. I knew my gut instinct was right. I knew that you knew something. I don't even know what you said, but it was something, the way that it felt that I knew that I could learn from you. Mm-hmm. And that's what everybody says.
It's either you're directly looking for it because you've just been looking for it, or you floated in somehow because you were so open.
Because you were so open to creating what you want.
That's how we get people.
It's the only way people come to us. We don't do paid marketing.
Yeah.
I've never been on somebody else's podcast. I ain't gonna say never, but I don't regularly go on other people's podcasts. I don't run campaigns to bring people in. All I do every day is I get up, I teach, and the people who realize, they go, oh damn, that's exactly what I need. It works like that. They jump in, learn it, and get what they want, and they never leave. Because think about it. If every single month I say, you give me $100 or you give me $50, and I'll give you either 10,000 or 5,000 based on how much you give me. It's like, okay, can I give you more? Can I give you 100,000 and get 10 million? Yeah, you can do it. How much would you give?
Yeah, and Jules in the quantum mastermind, so that's the first step.
That's the first step when you're in the quantum mastermind. Next step is get the reading, and get into boot camp. The reading will give you clarity on just your soul path, which is this. We were talking about the soul path. Once you get in alignment, if it's a feminine soul path, you have a certain way of being. If you got a masculine soul path, it's another way of being. This desire end up being different. The feminine soul desire is to be totally changed, always changing, and be free in a container, a safe container to change all she wants and be totally who she is. The masculine soul desire is to channel energy into a thing. That is the dualistic way of desire. And when you tap into that, the next thing is you make the decision for that. Principles, which are laws of the universe, law of attraction, start to kick in. You start to get ideas and thoughts that are similar to it. So if you've been attracted to this live, you're actually at this step. You have attracted principles into your life that will work. So that's the first thing. You track thoughts that are just like the thing you desire. Next, you go into a feeling. If you feel in your gut, like, oh, I feel like I can get this, the end, you can feel your end. You can feel, oh no, this will work. If you feel that feeling, you're at this level, the end or the why feeling. And then next is the how is going to happen on its own. When you are actually ready to change, you're going to say, where do I pay? By the way, it's $250 to work with me for a month. It's $250 to work with me for 1 month. So you pay $250 and you say, I'm ready to do it. You pay $250. After you pay that $250, if you do pay the $250, that means that this was the how for you. If you don't pay the $250, it means maybe it's somewhere else, or you'll come back later when you're really ready to do it. And that happens a lot. Then boom, you pay the money. And then next thing you know, you get a physical manifestation that's just like your desire, but times 10, because you did karma in order to get it. Boom. That's how it works. Anybody got any questions? Yeah, abandon them responsibilities. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. All right, y'all. Any other questions before I hop off here?
That was a good life.
I think so. I think so. All right, I'm out. Love y'all. Have a beautiful day.